Hello, I am Jalon Strong, licensed owner and realtor of Dreams to Keys Realty, where dreams turn into keys. Welcome to meeting me here at Dreams to Keys Realty YouTube channel. So today we will be talking about how to pay your mortgage off faster with one specific strategy, and we'll talk about the benefits, questions to ask yourself, and action steps to get this done. So first, what is the strategy? Well, it is a bi-weekly payment plan schedule. There are benefits to a bi-weekly payment plan schedule that include paying your mortgage loan faster, of course, paying less interest overall, building equity, and eliminating private mortgage insurance. So let's first define what a bi-weekly payment schedule is. Essentially, it's your mortgage payment in this case that you would pay each month, divide it in half, and pay that amount every 2 weeks. That is a biweekly payment schedule for your mortgage. Now, I mentioned a little bit ago about private mortgage insurance. What is that? Private mortgage insurance is additional expense for the buyer if the buyer does not have a loan agreement where they have paid 20% of the purchase price. And there are some loans where even with less than 20% that a buyer may not have private mortgage insurance. But if you bought a home and you have private mortgage insurance factored in, then once you reach the 20% of the purchase price threshold, you can request to have private mortgage insurance removed from your expenses, and that can be removed from your monthly, or in this case, biweekly mortgage payment. So now let's talk about questions to ask yourself. First question that you want to ask yourself to see if this type of payment plan would work for you is my budget positioned in a way where making more payments, as in the number of payments, is worth it? Do you have enough money saved, or at least in the checking account where your mortgage is being pulled from, to where it would not harm you financially to make this move? I'll talk about a little bit later on what you may need in your account to make sure that this makes sense for you. Now let's talk about, do you have a tight budget with little wiggle room? If you have a tight budget where you don't have much wiggle room, then you will want to assess if there's anything in your budget that you can remove to make this type of payment plan more feasible. If you don't have anything you can remove, this may not be the best option for you. But again, review the benefits to really assess if this is a great move for you or not. If you do have things that you can remove that really aren't necessities, or things that you would kind of hold off on for a time to make sure that you can establish your biweekly payment plan, this will be the time when you can assess that and do those things. The third question, does your loan servicer offer this option? Does the person or business rather that you are paying your mortgage to offer this option? If they do, great. And that we'll discuss in the action steps how to get that set up. If they don't, you may need a third party processor to help you get set up. Now, with third party processors putting you in the position to get on the biweekly payment plan, you may incur processing fees. And at that point, you would need to assess what those fees are and make sure if it still makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, this may not be the best option for you. Now, the last question that I'd like you to ask yourself here, of course, you can ask more questions, but ask, does your lender have, or does your loan terms have prepayment penalties? If you have prepayment penalties, it's probably most likely not a good idea to pay your loan off early based on the terms that you agreed to when you signed for the mortgage. Unfortunately, that kind of kicks you out of this type of payment plan because they may also want all the interest that they established in the original loan terms, and you paying that off early can essentially mean that they don't get all that interest. So this could not be a great option if you've already signed for a home, but if you haven't signed for a home and don't have a mortgage, this is something to watch out for. Make sure that you review all of your documents, read them, and make sure that you know what prepayment penalties could be incurred if you pay early. Now let's talk about action steps. These action steps are in place or put in place or to be put in place when you decide, yes, after all of this, reviewing the benefits and the questions, I want to be on a biweekly payment schedule for my mortgage. So, first, you want to make sure that you evaluate your budget. Make sure that your budget has at least 1 month's payment in advance ready for setting up the biweekly payment plan. The reason why you need this is because your loan servicer may ask that you pay 1 month in advance prior to the start date of your biweekly payment plan. So you want to have that already ready, and you don't want to be penny pinching for this amount of money. All right, so that's step one. Evaluate your budget and make sure you have at least 1 month's payment ready in your account, in the account that you'll be using or probably already using to pay your mortgage. The second step is to evaluate the terms of your loan. If your loan says that you have prepayment penalties, this may not be a great option for you. And you can actually reverse this step and do it first, but you can also, assess for this to see if you have any penalties. If you have any penalties, you most likely don't want to use this step, but if you review your terms, you'll be able to see what consequences could be incurred and you can weigh the risk versus the benefits. The third thing that you can do is to call your loan servicer. Call the company or business that you pay for your mortgage each month and ask them if the biweekly payment plan is an option with them, how to get it set up if it is, and what you would need to pay if necessary to get it set up. And then ask them, are you able to set the date that you would like your bi-weekly payment plan to start? That is an option, at least in my experience. So that's step number 3. Contact your loan servicer, ask them so many questions, ask all the questions you want about the biweekly payment plan, ask if it's an option, how to get it set up, when can it start, what do you need to do in advance. And the last step is to set that account that will be paying it out on auto pay or prepare for those payments by the types of steps that we talked about in a previous video for calculating your monthly expenses. So you would do all those steps. Check out that video. Sorry for the pause here, waiting for the screen to update. All right. So you want to check out that video to see what those steps are, set up your monthly expenses in that way, including your mortgage payment, and make sure that when the payments are coming out from your account, that they're on the time that you scheduled with your loan servicer. All right, so that is how you can pay your mortgage faster using a biweekly payment plan schedule. I hope that that was informative for you. I hope that you learned some things, you have some questions. If you do, make sure that you put comments in the comment section. And if we need to clear anything up or present another video going over another topic related to this, please let us know by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos that are posted on this channel. Once again, I'm Jalon Strong, licensed owner and realtor of Dreams to Keys Realty, where dreams turn into keys. Bye-bye. I'll see you in the next one.